Hello, how is everyone? So, if you don't know me, guys, I am Empress Sparkle. I am a clairvoyant guide and so much more. Yeah, there's so much going on around here. On this channel, I do paranormal investigations and so much more. So, do join and do ask your questions. Hello, beautiful. How are you? Always first, didn't you, Stace? Bless you. Um, so yeah, I do so much. How are you, Stacey, my lovely? I am on my own tonight. Um, so I am on my own. Hello, Em. You all right, lovely? How are you, Butte? Always first, my sweet. Oh no! How come you're in pain? Bless you, sweet. Can I ask? Can you hear my tribe? I'm just going to ask that. Can you hear my tribe? Not good, my lovely. I'm all right, sweet. I'm all right. Just posting, sharing everything out. Oh my God, I'm going to have to tell him to shut up. This is the problem with this mic. It is too good. This is the problem. I only knew because there were still green circles coming up. Oh, honestly, a normal day would be nice. A normal day. So today I will just explain. I am basing this live around what it's like to be a clairvoyant, basically, in the paranormal world, is what I'm basing this live round today. Oh, good. I've messaged to tell them to shush. Like, shush, I is live. I can't wait for Friday. Can't wait. It feels like ages since I've done something like the clairvoyance nights. Oh, bless. I've just got a message from someone else that's brought a ticket. I'll tell. They know. My girls and Amph know. If they're being too noisy. Yeah, I think it was. The last one was then. It's YouTube before you walk in here. So it's on constantly. It doesn't disappear like TikTok and Zooms.
I just came to
The amount of trust I have. They're on the website, sweet. They're on the what's it? Everyone, I'll share it into wrong place.
so you can hear us.
Yes. That's how loud you are.
We even said no.
What's on it? So they're on that page there. It's there, sweet. So I've sent it there. Just grab it afterwards. It's on there. It's all there for people to purchase and stuff. You're more than welcome. More than welcome. I have no trust.
Sure.
Oh, bless her. Well, she doesn't have to buy a ticket, Stacey. She can come with you. So this is the thing. So the reason I sell 10 tickets is just in case hey, Shawnee, just in case I open it up and one person has brought one, obviously the Zoom, and there's 6 people there.
It's so delayed.
I know it is. They don't know that though.
And you also blamed me earlier, you know what I mean? I came to rest my case.
I apologise. I apologise, guys, for recently. It's like 5 minutes in. So yeah, so today I'm going to do it around being a clairvoyant, because obviously Danielle was meant to be with me, another medium that was suggested to us was meant to be here, but sadly she's not. So yeah, so I was going to do it around what it's like being a clairvoyant and going into these spooky places and stuff like that. Oh, bless her. 21st. Oh, blimey, that's quick. Bless her heart. I know she hasn't had anything come through for a little while. I don't trust them.
Reply. There's a reason I came up here.
Yeah, I know. But I'm doing it on live and it can't be cut out or anything. I already done the mistake of mentioning people before.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Usually it's okay, but I don't know what's going on with her. Since moving down south, she's got a bit pushy. But then it could be the fact she's missing her ma. Oh, you're missing ma?
Yeah.
Oh, bless her. Bless her, bless her. I feel bad for people like that when they go a lot, because that can cost, yeah.
I shall see you now. Just know.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do anything, please, babe. Please.
It ain't me.
I know. Sorry, guys. So yeah, she is, and she makes her dad mischievous because they're mischievous
It
together.
wasn't even me. I got sent up here. And Dad said, "Oh, go look who Mum's on with," and I was like, "Okay."
I'm actually on live, so the whole of YouTube could view this. Wouldn't that be awesome to suddenly get 1 million people in watching this, like the whole of YouTube? Wouldn't that be awesome? I was looking at one the other day and I couldn't believe it, right? Because I didn't realise they hold these monthlies. And I was looking at one the other day and they're like, I think someone said they're like £15 a ticket. And so I looked loads up and it's like they're anything from £5 up to £27 a ticket was the most expensive I found. And I was like, what the heck? I do tarot with mine as well. Oh, bless you, sweet. It drives me insane because I try to keep I rather look professional. I don't mind the joking about when we're filming for obviously TikTok and that. Not TikTok. YouTube on the investigations. But when I'm trying to do the lives, I'm always worried. I'm more worried about people calling me unprofessional. That is what I'm more worried about. I thought it would be about that sweet, yeah. So yeah, so being a clairvoyant in the paranormal world, what do you want to know, guys? What you don't already know? Oh, I don't feel it. I'm going to hold my hands up. I'm going to admit this to you guys. I really don't feel it at the minute. This is my problem. At the minute, I don't feel it. I don't feel like I suit YouTube. I used to, but recently I don't feel it. I feel like YouTube's coming more of an entertainment place than actually an education, etc. place. So it feels a bit like, yeah, and my viewers ain't growing. So I'm not getting new viewers, I'm not getting new people in and stuff like that. So it is sort of a bit, yeah, I sometimes don't feel it. Yeah, definitely another fake. Definitely sweet. You can't. This is the problem. So we have a lot to deal with. As clairvoyants, we have a lot to deal with, Stacey, and people don't realize this. You can't stop it. And it's a horrible feeling when you walk into them. That's fine, my lovely. It's horrible, and I know that. So the best way that I personally found to calm it down, I think is the best word to use, is crystals, cleansing myself before and after, and that sort of thing. It's really, really difficult to actually stop the emotions and the energy and the way it affects us, especially because we're more sensitive to it. So it makes it a lot harder because we are more sensitive to it. It does make it a lot harder. It makes it a heck of a lot harder, to be honest. If any medium or clairvoyant is watching this and you know a way, I'd love to know. But personally, 40 years and I still haven't. Um, Careful of what you're saying there. I don't even get like that in churches. I'm only joking, by the way. Churches depends if someone was buried there or not. My favourite, I haven't got any more of these in, but I think you've got one of these, Stacey, is obsidian. I think you've got one of these. I was only joking then, by the way. Yeah. Um, Definitely obsidian. I think you've actually got some obsidian or onyx, and I know for a fact you've got some of that coming in your mystery boxes that you won through the auction. And if you guys are actually watching from watching this back, guys, I will just share the auction here. How do I share it? Oh, you're going to end up with loads. Honestly, I was going through going, which ones hasn't she got? Honestly, when I was doing the order, I was like, which ones hasn't she got? So if you're rewatching this back, because I know everyone in the chat at the minute is already in there. If you're rewatching this back, that is the chat to the auction. I do things really low priced in there. So yeah. No, I managed to get some you haven't got. They're new stock. Well, this is the thing. So I'm hoping to sell the stock off so I can get more in. I've got so much of this stock's just been sat here, to be honest. So yeah, I've managed to sort you out a couple, especially big ones that you haven't got yet. So I've managed to sort you some out. I'm positive you haven't got them. If you've got them, I'll be shocked. I will be shocked. So yeah, I'm that is why I'm trying to get everything sold off. And at the minute, to be honest, sales are doing okay at the minute, which shocks me. I popped you a jade in there as well, Stacey. And that's good for attracting wealth. So I made sure you got one of them in there as well. I haven't packed the others yet because obviously loads of them come in today. And obviously I don't pack them anyway until thing. Solar is off. You're more than welcome, sweet. Your solar's off, sweet, which we know that anyway. So yeah, so basically it's hard for the energies when it comes to spirits and that. It's hard for energies when we're in a paranormal place, which I think you saw that at East Drive, Stace. How 1 minute I was up and about, and next minute I was like, next minute I was up and about, and next minute I was like, it can be really hard. Yeah. If anyone else wants to know about their chakras and how it can help, this video here by Colour Witch, we actually discussed this, why you want certain foods, etc. We actually discussed that in that video. Yeah, that's what I mean, sweet. It does drain us quicker when we're sensitive. It drains us a lot quicker. I think that is actually harder than seeing them. That is harder than actually seeing them. Is that? I don't know how to explain it, but it really is. Ooh. Yeah. So beliefs are very, very difficult when it comes to the paranormal, because obviously you have your Christian beliefs, which is no matter what, it's a demon. Then in Islam is exactly the same. Jewish is exactly the same. And then you've got us nutty pagans who are like, oh, it's okay, it's just your grandma, and stuff like that. So it is very, very, very different for each person. It's very, very different because of that. Religion does play effect. Even when I'm dealing with attachment, Shawnee, religion plays effect. Ethics as well. So things like, I don't go in like a normal ghost hunter. I do when I'm filming you for YouTube. Yes, okay, I go in like a paranormal investigator you see on YouTube. Yes, I do. Which is why with Priest Cottage, I did put the snippet in of me at the start on the floor playing with the little lad and stuff like that, because I thought actually that is good for you guys to see, because that is how I interact with them. If I'm going into a haunted home to deal with the attachment to the home, or I'm going into somewhere to deal with an attachment, that is what I'm like. I get down on the floor, I deal with them, I do what I need to do, if that makes sense, to be able to help them, to be able to guide them, to be able to pass them over. I do what I need to do. So for me personally, ethics makes a big thing. So if you've got Anthony's a nightmare for this. So Emperor is a nightmare for this, which is my husband. And Emperor is a nightmare. He will go in and he loves to egg them. He loves to egg them, which then I have to deal with. I'm the one that has to sort it out. And this is the problem, because you're raring something up which is technically more powerful than you. Technically, not more powerful than me. I haven't found one yet that does. He does, don't he, Stace? So Emperor goes in and he rahs it up. And I'm just like, you guys didn't even see half the footage of where he's proper rahing it up. And this is one of the things that does cause an issue. You can change religions, sweet. You don't have to stick religions. You can change religions. That isn't a problem. But you will have to start going against what you've believed in so far. Because I personally don't believe you can be Christian and be a witch. Personally. I just want to say that, personally. Yes. So spirits can speak other languages. And this is one thing that actually on my other YouTube channel, sometimes we get it translated for us, sometimes we don't. So it really depends on the spirit. So one of my hardest ones since moving up to Yorkshire is, and I'll be honest, is Vikings. They are one of my hardest, and no one speaks Old Dane. Whereas Saxons, etc., I could understand one or two words because of the fact it was Old English. So I could understand one or two words. Danes, I don't understand a word. And I don't. So I do struggle with that a little bit, if I'm honest. Especially like with that, if they're not willing to translate for me, I'm stuck. I think in a way that is why I did start to learn as many languages as I could, because I was so confused, as well as the fact that I do like other things. I do like, learning about East Asia, etc. So I think this is the thing. See, I can't say that I never believed in them. I did for a little while. I was fooled. I will say that. But they can speak other languages. It can be difficult, if I'm honest. It can be very difficult. At times when you're trying to communicate, especially if you've got someone that's gone to abroad and they've got an Italian spirit with them, etc. And I've actually got a funny story on that. It can be really difficult. Can be really, really difficult. Same. So yeah, it maybe that's actually one of the most difficult. I don't know what the most difficult part is. I think the problem is it can be difficult, but I'm so used to it now. Actually choosing a point which is difficult is really hard. Does that make sense? It's really, really hard to choose a point. And I think another thing, though, actually, one of the hardest bits for me, going back to your other question, Shawnee, I hope you don't mind this, with you saying about religion and ethics, one of the hardest points for me is not overstepping the boundaries, is respecting their beliefs. So I really struggle with this one. Really struggle, because I think I've been so many beliefs before I actually figured out where I belonged and what I belonged with and made sense of the paranormal world, etc. I do struggle with that, even with the dead. Like when I have a priest or a nun or someone that's devout Christian, and they're coming at me and they're like, oh, you are a demon. And I'm like, you're dead. You're dead. You're coming at me. You're dead. You're stuck here. Why are you in heaven if you were that devout? Why are you coming at me? You know, I do feel like stand there doing that sometimes. Actually, I do. Honestly, I do, Em. I'm like, why are you coming at me? Like, you're the one that's obviously disobeyed God. And yeah, they don't like it. And I think this is one of the things that I do struggle with, overstepping the mark. Also understanding that you'll be surprised then how much it actually happens. You'll be surprised. Very surprised how much it actually happens. I stand there and I'm like, really? Really? You're coming at me and you're a devout priest? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I can't really say what I want to say because I'll get in trouble. I'll get in trouble if I say that. And this is a thing. What you are meant to live your life is your soul's path. That is what I believe. Do you know what I mean? And some of the ones that are here and stuck here and stuff like that, it is because of their beliefs. So it'd be something silly. And some of them don't even actually mean to get stuck here. So I've dealt with a nun before. I've dealt with a nun before, and basically she did everything in her head. She did everything by the Bible. So I says, well, why didn't it come to collect you? This sounds really weird that I'm repeating a conversation I've had with a dead nun. Why didn't Angel Michael, I think it is, that comes to collect you, isn't it? Christianity, I don't know. Anyway, whichever angel comes to collect you, I was like, why didn't they come to collect you? And she's like, I don't know. So I was like, right, okay. I was like, I can tell you. I can tell you straight away why they haven't come to collect you and you're stuck here. Straight away. And she looked at me and says, why is that? And one of the things that, even for me as a pagan, once we're ready to go, we've got to let go of everything. And I don't mean loved ones and stuff like that, fully let go, but we do no, that isn't true. We do have to fully let go to be able to pass on. And she basically said, I said, you're stuck to your convent because you couldn't let go of your convent, of the control of your convent. And now look, you've come the demon that your Bible warned us about. I says, you have a choice. I can help you pass over this pagan witch that you're, blah, blah, blah. Or you can stay here. And I started to walk off. She chose to pass over. I will just say that she did choose to pass over. Exactly, see. So basically, when they come to collect us, they do bring a loved one. The Grim Reapers bring a loved one. Obviously, for me, it's Hermes or Hecate, etc. I've told them they can just show themselves. I'll go with them. But they do usually bring a loved one just to make it, because you're more likely to go. You're more likely to be willing to let go of this plane if they have someone you loved and cared for at some point on this plane. You're more willing to go. Yeah. Yeah, it's just because you are more willing to go. You're more willing to go. So they do that, so you do go with them. And I think that's quite a nice thing, really, in some ways. I think that just shows how much respect that the higher powers have for us. Yeah, it is just so, because if you haven't seen someone, oh, we like the Grim Reaper. No, actually, well, I say that the Grim Reaper for me is, yeah, not even that. Um, so it is. I do like the fact of that. So yeah, I had to get her what she thought was Angel Michael come in, but it was Hermes. We tricked her. We do. I need to, I want to encourage everyone to, I want everyone worshipping the Greek gods, obviously. I do want everyone worshipping the Greek gods. But we do need to change a name. Like Grim Reaper is just, it's not really a nice name. That was loud enough for you guys to hear. Tommy has just spoke loud enough for you guys to hear. That has just sent a chill down my fucking spine. I don't think so. That was Tommy, by the way. It was Tommy. I know, sweet, but it was loud enough, and it's like, yeah. And as we know now with lives, it don't actually come back over. I am just going to check my camera, make sure no one's at the front of my house. Yeah, we won't change the name. People can keep whatever name they want. See, Tommy is still technically, he's not Christian or anything, but he don't believe in me pushing my beliefs. So that's what that was actually more about, was me pushing my beliefs. Yeah, no one's out the front. He doesn't agree with it. He's actually really against it. Which I understand, and I'm against it as well. But obviously I want everyone worshipping the Greek gods. He is really against it. Because it causes most religious wars. And it does. It causes most religious wars. And he's like, just let people believe in what they want to believe in, Empress. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm double checking there's no dogs, which there isn't. And I think though this is the thing. It's and that's the thing. You will figure it out, Stacey. It will come to you at some point. It has sadly come to you. It has sadly come to you. Took me, as it says, I've been a witch nearly 30 years, 27 years nearly now. And it's only the last 15 of it that I've solidly worshipped the Greek gods. That I solidly worship the Greek gods. So it took me a long time who to settle with. But why should you know? Why should you know? I don't believe in that. Unless you've been connecting with your soul since the day you were born, why should you know? And most of us ain't taught that. It's bred out of us in civilization. We see that with the paranormal world, weirdly enough. When we watch skeptics, etc., they want to believe. I was watching, I read a post the other day by one of the skeptics, and they were like, sorry, Butte. I read a post the other day by one of the skeptics, and they were like, I can admit there's weird stuff at 30 East Drive. They want to believe in their heart, they want to believe. The problem is, and this is what I personally believe for skeptics, they were brought up so strict, either in the paranormal or outside the paranormal. That is the problem. I hold my hands up, Em. I can't pinpoint what gifts people have. I can feel when they're ready for them. Like, I can feel if you go too fast, you're going to spiritual psychosis. I can't say to you, yes, you've got this gift. Yes, you've got that gift. Yes, you've got this gift. Everyone's gifted very differently. Very, very differently. I am blessed to have a few gifts, and I will admit that. I am blessed with that. Stacey, I'm learning, is very blessed with energies, like feeling the energy around her. Shawnee is very blessed at meditation. She can get full on visions through meditation. Emma and Hev, I haven't quite figured out where they are yet. Yourself, I haven't quite figured out where you are yet. But that is just purely because of working. I haven't even figured out, even though I've been working with Christine quite long, I haven't figured out where her gift is yet, if I'm honest. And I think this is the thing. Everyone does have a gift, but it's different for every person. So it's different for every person. Honestly, isn't her visualization mental, Stacey? Her visualization's like absolutely crazy. And I think this is one of the things that for me personally is really, really important, is understanding that gifts come differently. You need to remember as well, I'm very experienced. Compared to witches, even in the 1400s and back, I'm very experienced. Most of them, I don't mean it rudely, would have been passed by now. Up until 1900s, which is what makes me laugh with some of these ghost hunters going, it's a 70-year-old woman. Oh, she was a maid. No, mate, she most would have been dead. Because the average lifespan up until sort of like early 1900s to even up to 1950s, actually, I think, was only 30 to 40 years old. So in a way, I am so experienced. I don't think she minds sometimes, because I think she questions if she's going nuts. Bless her heart. But I think this is the thing, my experiences of a hag, as they would have called me back in the day, an old hag in my cottage. And I think this is one of the things that I do struggle with these paranormal investigators sometimes. There is somewhere I can't argue with. When you've got people like, when people say about Sam and Colby, and I'm like, yeah, but they've got more investigations, they've got more under paranormal like experience under their belt than some of these that are advertising on YouTube, some of these which are trying to get big and stuff, that are trying to come from small. Sam and Colby, hold on. And this is why I know half their stuff they are just doing for What's that, sweet? What, a hag? Oh, honestly. So Sam and Colby have been on YouTube for 12 years now. So when I speak to some people and they're slagging them off, and I'm like, yeah, okay, they do it for show. But technically, in another way, you can actually say that they've got more experience than most people, than majority of people, because they have been doing this for absolutely years, absolute centuries. Well, not centuries, but you know what I mean, that's a bit dramatic. And this is one of the things that I think, for me, paranormal experience matters, massively matters. But the trouble is, as well, with the paranormal, and one of the things that does frustrate me about it is it's easy to con people. It is easy to con people. And that's what worries me about quite a lot of you, because I'm like, it is so easy to con people. It's unbelievable in the paranormal. The problem is I don't have the guts to do it, and I will always admit that. I wish I did in some ways, I ain't gonna lie. And this is a thing. This is a thing. This is why I go in and I watch. I have a secret TikTok account. See, this is the thing. It is so easy to con. It is unbelievable. To go to someone and tell them that their house is haunted, and the truth is it's not, and then charge them a fortune to get rid of the spirit. It is so easy to do. It's shocking. And this is one of my biggest worries about the paranormal world, because I watch this so much. It's unbelievable. Like, some of the tools they're using, you don't use that on a private investigation. Most places do. I don't. I clear them all off when I move in. I'm like, yeah, you can all go. I do clear them all out of my house whenever I move in. I'm like, I'm not having any spirits here. I think it depends, and we can bring them in. So my protection's up that good, my warding's up that good. I'm blessed that I don't bring them in, but you can even bring them in when you're going outside and stuff like that. But the thing is, it's so rare. It's so rare. Yeah, but you don't have to worry about that, Em. You know someone experienced enough to get rid of it, so it's okay. It is so rare though, and this is a thing. It's rare that they will bother you. You may hear a creak now and again, or you may hear a bang, or you may find something in another place. It's rare that they actually bother you. It's when they're getting to the point that they're bothering you that you've got an issue. When they're getting to the point that they are throwing stuff at you, or they're trying to harm you by pushing you downstairs or making you feel mentally insane, that is when you've got to deal with them. But the problem is, I know I was pulled in on one and someone thought they'd dealt with it. It was all done and dusted, etc. And it turns out it's actually bigger than they thought. It turns out it's a lot bigger than they thought. So for me personally, this is one of the things that for me, I do struggle with a little bit. And I will admit that to anyone. And I'll hold my hands up here, because I get so frustrated at the lies and people saying how they're experienced and stuff like that. And it just frustrates me, because I'm like, what the heck are you going on about? That's what I mean. So this is why I wouldn't badger your dad too much to have it dealt with. It is more. Hold on. Someone's obviously scored. It is more, yeah, bless them. It is more thing. Have you seen GTI have gone to the Warren House? I'll hold my hands up. I can't stand GTI Suite. I have seen it. I personally think it's disgusting what they're doing with the Warren House. So I don't watch it. It's not just the fact it's GTI, it's anyone to do with the Warren House. I won't watch it. Even one of them that I really enjoy, which is Paranormal Quest, I haven't watched it. Because I find it disgusting. I'm not going to lie to you, Shirley. I think what they've done with the Warren House, not just Adele, the whole thing. I think it's, myself personally, I think it's absolutely disgusting. This I definitely don't know about. Is that Annabelle? So someone's cut Annabelle's hair. Oh, okay. We can get on to my feelings about what they're doing with the Warrens. I don't mind. There is a fake Annabelle in the country, and Ghost of Britain's advertise her. So basically, I believe the Warrens, yes, were paranormal investigators, etc., but they found a way to make money out of it. Sadly, it's not easy to make money, I'll be honest. Out of doing this job, it's really actually quite difficult. But they found a way to make money. We can't criticize them for that. I don't believe anyone should criticize them for that, and I don't. I just personally don't agree with some of the stuff that they've managed to make the money on and the way they have, such as the Conjuring House when they were there only half a day. Yeah, that's made them a fortune. That's made them millionaires. So for me personally, I don't agree with that side of it in some sense. And I will say in some sense, right? What the bit I don't agree with is the fact they've took advantage of a vulnerable family. That is what I don't agree with. They've took advantage of a family that are in a real difficult, hard situation, and they've just took advantage of that. They didn't have to write the story that they'd told them beforehand. They didn't have to write that. They could have just left it as their story of once they joined, a bit like the way Insidious has been written. But so for me personally, I don't agree with that. I personally, the problem is it's a bit like GTI. My videos won't get watched as much because I don't do them for entertainment. So it's a bit like you guys want to be entertained. If you're watching something for half an hour to 2-3 hours, you want to be entertained, which I completely understand. Completely understand, and I completely respect. I'm exactly the same. That's why I watch YouTube, certain ones on YouTube, etc. But I find it very, very difficult because it goes against my ethnics. It goes against who I am. I don't agree with playing with a paranormal. And I feel like Lorraine was a bit like that. She didn't want to play with the paranormal. She didn't want to mess with it. She didn't want to do all this stuff. But I feel like Ed was a failing artist, so he had to get something out there. He had to get some way of making money. You know, he was a failing artist, etc. I'm not going to put my point of view on the scandal with the lady that come out like 30, 40 years later. Because I just can't put, there's something not right there, full stop. But for me personally, they weren't and they were a con. So it's really hard. They weren't and they were a con. And it's really difficult because what I want to do, and the only way to actually explain it to people, is to example Lorraine Warren. But I don't want to be a thing like them at all. Oh no, I bet they've removed it, sweet. And I think this is one of the things. Yeah, the Warrens made the paranormal famous. I will give the Warrens that. They helped to bring the paranormal out there. You had your odd newspaper articles and stuff like that, but nothing compared to actually what they did. And they did make it big, and they made it so people recognize the paranormal. The problem is they also made it easy for skeptics, because of some of what they were putting out there was so false. They made it also easy for skeptics. So this is the problem that we've got. So I don't have it on my phone computer, but I can download it. What was that house called? The Axe. It's not the Axe House. Hold on. If I search Warren's photos, it'll give it to me. Give it to me, baby. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for that. Hopefully this lets it upload. I want that photo. I want that photo. She's changed the colouring on it, so I don't want the challenge. No, it won't save as that. That's the fake one, sweet. Ghost of Britain. I knew it was the one you were talking about. That has massively gone absolutely crazy. Okay. Is that going to let me save the photos? If I go onto the website, will it let me save the photo? I don't want it as a web file. Sorry, I'm trying to find it as a JPEG because it won't upload to my computer if it's not in a JPEG. There we go. Right. Okay, so this one here. Now this photo, the demon is in it. but it's not that little boy. That is a photographer. That photo there is the photographer. That is human as human can be. But the demon is in that photo. And that demon is actually peeping around the door above his head. And you can see 2 eyes and the nose, which are lit up. And I know, if debunkers come on here, they're going to say, pareidolia. I know. Yeah. So it's there, but the person in the photo isn't really there. Well, it is there. It's a person. It's not a ghost. And I think this is the thing. When we look at photos and stuff like that, we have to look at them a certain way. I'm a nightmare for it. Honestly, Shawnee has sent me stuff. Stacey has sent me stuff. People have sent me stuff, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's a reflection. That's this, that's that. That's it. Do you know what I mean? I am a complete nightmare. And even my own photos, I will critique them and critique them and critique them and critique them. Right, so the difference between paranormal and pareidolia. So, like with that photo then, I'll re-upload it. How many can see anything above his head? So just put a yes in the comments. If you can see anything above his head, just put a yes in the comments. And I'm talking this side above his head. Right, okay. So now I know it's not pareidolia. And the reason why I know it's not pareidolia, if someone says to you, look at this, I can see this. So a bit like how some houses look like they've got a face and they could come alive. Or like on this, on that doorway, I could make out like a face, which isn't actually a demon face, but I could make out a face. Now I'm saying it to you guys, most we can see it. So just above, I wish you guys could see my arrow. So just above the banister, there's a face, a shape that looks like a face. There, right? Exactly. So because others, so if others can see it and they can make that out as well, it's pareidolia. But if people, only a select few, because they choose what they want to be seen by, it's not pareidolia. That is the best way I can say it. The other way I can do, see, Anth could see that, so I assumed it was pareidolia. Well, that's interesting. So what do you see? That's because your brain naturally wants to see a face. So that is your brain naturally wanting to see a face. And this is the thing with it. I've got another brilliant one. This one is one of my favorites to use. What do you see? There's nothing paranormal in there. Nothing at all paranormal in that photo. What do you see? Exactly that. So if you see an eye, means you've actually got pareidolia quite bad. When I first watched this, I was really confused why everyone was putting eye in the comments. Really, really confused. I was same as you, Shawnee. And I was like, that's a sink. What the heck? But if the first thing you see in this photo, and it's one of my favorites because it always shows who's wanting to see something and who's not. And this is one of my favorite photos for it. And it's massive on the pareidolia. Absolutely crazy. One of the things that I find people do massively with pareidolia. Yeah. One of the things that I find is scam photos. Absolutely huge with scam photos and Jesus, seeing Jesus on things. And this is a thing, because even like, you know, this is a great one here as well. I might do a pod, how many I've downloaded, I might actually do a blog on it. This is another great one for pareidolia. Another great one. Looks like a mouth going, ooh. Exactly. And you can't, it's just the shadows, etc. And this is one of the things that for me personally is why people are struggling with, hey Johnny, with pareidolia. Is this Johnny? Johnny? Exactly, Shawnee. Exactly that. It is like an optic illusion. So pareidolia is just basically your brain naturally makes faces out of things. And that is what it is. You know, like when you're cloud watching. You know, I used to cloud watch all the time when I was a kid. Used to love it. And when you go cloud watching and stuff like that. And this is why it is so important to understand the difference. This is one of my favorites, so I actually think I would do. Hello, sweet. How are you? Oh, I feel, don't make me red. Don't make me red. Oh, I hope it was all good. Yeah, I used to go cloud watching all the time. All the time. Oh, I can't download that one. And that is another one of my favorites. Thank you. Oh, they're lovely girls. Bless them. I really enjoyed the podcast the other night with them. And this is why things like, as well, when you see a coat at night time, are you actually seeing a ghostly figure, or is it a coat hanging on your door? You know, stuff like that. I am so weird for a clairvoyant, ain't I? I sound so anti-paranormal to believe someone. It's really bad, actually. It's really bad. I should be quite sad about it. Yeah, so that's part of pareidolia, sweet. So that is part of pareidolia. This is the problem with some people who are desperate for the gift, desperate for all of that. This is one of the massive problems. Yeah, see, this is the thing. So your brain, because you're telling your brain that I can make something out of that, I can do that, blah, 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 it forces it. So then you see a sign, or you see a ghost, or you see an angel, but not everything's paranormal. And I think that's where I'm really weird. And I am weird as a clairvoyant. Exactly, Stacey. Not everything is. And I think even as like most clairvoyants would sit here going, yeah, everything's paranormal, because, and that's how they get your money. And that is how they get your money. That's how they con you, because they convince you it's all real, it's all done, it's all this, it's all that. And it really isn't, you know, it really isn't. Yeah, exactly, Johnny. Exactly. And you should. Exactly, Shawnee. This is it, sweet. And that's what I don't want for you all. Do you know what I mean? You know, and this is why for me now, to make money, I do my tarot, I do my meditation lessons, etc. I do all of that, because then what I'm doing by doing that, I'm then hopefully be able to help people that are stuck in a real situation. Because even the church charges now to bless a house. I did have it up the other day, so please excuse me, I will find out. So even though they claim it to be free, they suggest that you give a voluntary donations from 20 to 50 pounds. And that's what someone's come through and told me. And they said they were very, very funny about it, is the way I'm going to word it. Oh, do you know what, Johnny? That is so true. So bloody true. That is why I meditate a lot. A lot. See, this is it. See, this is it, Em. And I didn't even know you did that. So it's not free. If you're having to give a donation so they will come out to you, it's not free. That's wrong. That is wrong. It's wrong. And this is why I am figuring other ways that I can earn money so I can help people. Exactly, Johnny. This is the problem. This is why I found other ways, because the people I found that need the help, they are in dire situations. They are in dire situations, but it's got to a point where I'm like, I need to make a living as well. Oh, bless you, Stacey. We did our chakra meditation earlier, didn't we? And this is why I do energy cleansing. I do tarot. I do quite a lot. I am, once YouTube's taken off and I've got my, million subscribers and, all that, I won't have to worry as much. That ain't ever gonna happen. But this is the thing. This is where, I have to look at other ways, if that makes sense. Because I would rather be able to afford to travel to the other side of the country and help someone. I just know it's not going to happen. I just know it's not. Sadly, I missed my chance, and I know that. And this is the thing. This is one of the things that's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to me. Even the, right. So I found a post from America. One says, I asked the church to come out to do my home that I'm newly moving into. They've asked for anything from $50 to $200 as a donation. I really don't mind, but they really didn't do anything. It's crazy. That is crazy in my head. Absolutely crazy. Oh my goodness, I've just realised time, guys. Right, I am going to head off because obviously I don't like going too long because of retention time, my lovelies. Thank you all so much for watching. Honestly, true. I don't even charge that. What the? Are you fucking joking? Oh. And you, Johnny. Sorry, she's just. Oh, we will continue that conversation in group. Thank you all so much, Johnny. Thank you, and welcome to the Sparklers. Thank you all so much again, guys, for watching. It's been another brilliant stream, and don't forget, guys, to keep sparkling.